All right, hello ladies, welcome back. So next workout we're gonna go through, I wanna demonstrate the front foot elevated lunge for those of us that's in their program. I'm gonna go over a lateral lunge because some of us have a lateral lunge. I wanna go over just jumping and landing mechanics because there's gonna be some drop squats, some jump squats, some vertical jumps, things like that. And then that might be it. If something else, I'll think of it and come back to it. So we've gone over the lunge mechanics. The only difference, right, with a front foot elevated is we're looking to go into a little bit of a deficit. Okay, so if this is what I'm going to elevate my foot on, right, it can either be a 25-pound plate to start, it could be a 10-pound plate to start, right? It doesn't matter. It could be a little mini box, anything to kind of elevate. This is a 45-pound plate, okay? The biggest thing here, I'm going to control that knee position in the front. I don't want it to cave in, okay? I'm in my split stance position, and I'm just looking to go into that little bit of that negative or that deficit range of motion, okay? You're really going to feel this load up that glute a little bit more. So that's the only difference there, okay? You can either come back to standing each time, right? Or if balance is an issue, totally just stay in this split squat position and do your lunges, okay? So in the front, right, biggest thing is I'm really controlling what's happening at that knee joint, okay? Lateral lunge. So we live in this plane all day where we're forward and backwards. So it's super important to train in this plane that we don't spend our life in, okay? Because you never know, I mean, all day long, there's things that can happen, a side step, you're playing with your kids, a shuffle, right? Just anything. If you're a trail runner, whatever it might be, we need to be able to work not only in our sagittal plane, but our frontal plane and then that transverse plane, okay? So lateral lunges, biggest thing here I want you to focus on is sitting again back into that hip or that glute, okay? So from the side, I really want to think about when I come into my lateral lunge, right, that my glute is basically coming behind my heel. Again, my trunk has to come forward. I have long femurs, so perfectly fine for your trunk to come forward, right? And all my weight is transferring onto the side I'm doing the lateral lunge onto, right? So from the front, I'm really gonna sit over, right? My weight, I can lift this leg up, and my glutes are behind my heel, okay? You can totally just stay in a nice wide split stance position. I gotta go wider. And then sit those hips back, okay? To the other way, all right? This other leg stays straight versus kind of like this thing, I don't even know, but whatever else you might be doing, right? Really sit that hip down and over. Think about lining it up, right? Behind that heel. Cool? Okay, let's talk a little bit about jumping. So when we land, right, we've gone over it, I wanna make sure that our knees land in a good position. So if it's a drop squat, right, knees drive out, back up, okay? I'm gonna land in my hips. Most of my weight is again midfoot to my heel versus landing here. See how my weight is shifted forward? I don't want my weight to shift forward. I want it to sit back, right? So if you're finding that you're landing kind of into midfoot forward, you're probably putting too much stress on those knee joints. So really think about when you land, right? Midfoot back, okay? Watch your knee position. Don't want to cave in. Cool? There's a dumbbell snatch in the advanced group. If you're not comfortable with that, you can sub with any kind of explosive movement there. It can be a ball slam. It could be a kettlebell swing. It could be a box jump. Okay? It could be a sled sprint. It's just something to work fast twitch type 2 fibers, right? When we do that dumbbell snatch, the biggest thing is we want to make sure that that dumbbell stays nice and close to my body. right? I don't want it out here. So from the side, I really want to think about, right? I'm bringing it up nice and close to my body. And when I get it up overhead, I'm going to be in that little bit of that dip position, like that dip drive that we did for the push press. Okay, so this is my weight, right? Starting here, nice and close. The power all comes from my legs. I'm not lifting or pressing the weight up. The power is being generated by the force I'm creating through my legs. So I'm gonna keep it nice and close, right? Okay. So again, keep it nice and close. I'm gonna land in that little bit of that dip. So from the side, right? Weight's nice and close. Land on my dip. Again, nice and close. Land on my dip. Okay. So definitely a more advanced movement. If that's not your jam, again, overhead slams. Even like high knees in place, right? You could do like lateral bounds, like a sled sprint, mountain climbers, anything to just like get fast twitch muscles going. Cool? All right. Hope you found that helpful, and I'll see you in the next film. Cheers, ladies.